This one ingredient that changes everything for heart patients. What if I told you the key to a healthier heart, to really turning the tables on cardiovascular disease, isn't some complicated, restrictive diet or a cabinet full of confusing supplements? What if it's a single, powerful nutrient, backed by some serious science? An ingredient so interesting that one of the largest clinical trials of its kind found a link to a stunning 77% reduction in heart attacks for one specific group of people. This isn't just another health fad. This is about a real shift in how we can protect our most vital organ. Heart disease is often a silent problem. It builds up over years with no obvious symptoms until one day, it's an emergency. But the science is giving us clearer and clearer signals that we have a powerful tool we can use. In this video, we're going to show you exactly what this ingredient is. We'll get into the science that explains how it works inside your body. And most importantly, we'll give you a simple, practical guide on how to make it a part of your life, starting today. Stick with me, because what you're about to learn could make a genuine difference. Number 1. The cardiovascular crisis you're about to fall into. Before we get to this powerhouse ingredient, it's important to understand what we're up against. Why is protecting our heart more critical now than ever? The simple truth is, we're in a global cardiovascular crisis. Heart disease is still the #1 cause of death worldwide. It's a relentless threat that touches millions of lives, often cutting them short. But what does heart disease actually mean? For most of us, it's a vague and scary idea. Let's make it clear. Think of your circulatory system as a huge network of plumbing, and your heart is the main pump. This network is massive, and its job is to deliver oxygen and nutrients to every single cell in your body. For this whole system to work, the pipes, your arteries, have to be clear and flexible. The main problem in most heart disease is a process called atherosclerosis. This is a slow, sneaky buildup of a fatty, waxy gunk called plaque inside your arteries. It's like the pipes in your house slowly getting clogged with scale over the years. At first, the water flows just fine. But over time, the opening gets narrower. The pressure builds up. The pipe walls get hard and brittle. Eventually, one of two things happens. The pipe clogs completely, or a piece of that gunk breaks off, forms a clot, and blocks a smaller pipe down the line. When this happens in an artery feeding the heart muscle, it's a heart attack. When it happens in an artery going to the brain, it's a stroke. This isn't something that happens overnight. It's the final catastrophic result of a process that was likely going on for decades. To figure out how to fight this, we need to know the main culprits. You've heard of them: high cholesterol, high blood pressure, and high blood sugar. But there are two other key players that don't always get the same attention: triglycerides and inflammation. Triglycerides are a type of fat in your blood. When you eat, your body turns any extra calories into triglycerides and stores them in your fat cells for energy later. But when your triglyceride levels are always high, it's a major red flag. It contributes directly to the hardening of your arteries, or atherosclerosis, which seriously increases your risk for a heart attack or stroke. Then you have inflammation. We usually think of inflammation as a good thing, like the redness and swelling around a cut, which means your body is healing. But there's another kind: chronic, low-grade inflammation that just quietly simmers inside your body. This is the type of inflammation that we now know is a key driver of atherosclerosis. It's like a slow burn inside your artery walls, damaging the lining and creating the perfect surface for cholesterol and other things to stick and form plaque. So, the ideal solution wouldn't just tackle one of these issues. A real game changer would need to be a multi-talented hero, fighting on several fronts at once. It would need to go after high triglycerides, put out that chronic inflammation, and support the overall health of our blood vessels. And that's exactly what our star ingredient does. Number 2. The search for a great fix. Facing the reality of heart disease, it's no wonder people are looking for a fix. This search can be confusing and frustrating. We see conflicting headlines all the time. One day a diet is a miracle cure. The next, it's bad for you. We walk into a health store and see a wall of supplements, each bottle making a bold promise, with a name we can hardly pronounce. It often leads to paralysis by analysis. We end up doing nothing, or we jump from one trend to another, just hoping something works. Many of us try to do the right thing. We cut back on fat, but we might replace it with sugar and refined carbs that can make our triglyceride and blood sugar levels worse. We start an intense exercise routine, which is great, but find it's not enough to undo years of eating habits that promote inflammation. We know that things like managing stress, getting enough sleep, and regular exercise are the foundations of good health. They are non-negotiable. But our modern food environment has stacked the deck against us, making it really hard to get the specific nutrients our cardiovascular system needs. In our search, we often hear about healthy foods. Garlic, for example, has shown some modest effects on blood pressure and cholesterol. Olive oil, a key part of the Mediterranean diet, is full of healthy fats and antioxidants that are great for the heart. Plant-based proteins can help lower cholesterol. These are all valuable and they should absolutely be part of a heart-healthy lifestyle. But what if there was one nutrient that wasn't just helpful, but was uniquely powerful? Something that doesn't just play defense, but actively goes on offense inside your arteries. The research kept pointing in one consistent direction. While a healthy overall diet is the ultimate goal, scientists started to see that one particular nutrient had an especially strong and multifaceted impact on the direct causes of heart disease. It wasn't just another player. It had the power to change the whole game. It was time to stop looking for a dozen different solutions and focus on the one that the science showed could make the biggest difference. So the time has come. In the next part, we will reveal this amazing ingredient. Number 3. The big reveal. So, what is this powerful ingredient? It's the mighty omega-3 fatty acids. Now, before you think, oh, fish oil, I've heard of it, I want you to clear your mind and look at this with fresh eyes. The sheer scope of what these essential fats do for your heart is pretty amazing. Omega-3s aren't just good fats. They are critical molecules that communicate with your body on a cellular level to protect your cardiovascular system. Omega-3s are a type of polyunsaturated fat that our bodies can't make, which means they are essential. We have to get them from food. There are 3 main types, but for heart health, we're mostly focused on 2 of them: eicosapentaenoic acid, or EPA, and docosahexaenoic acid, or DHA. These are the heavy hitters, found mainly in marine sources like fatty fish. There's also ALA, alpha-linolenic acid, which you find in plant sources like flax and walnuts. It's also good for you, but our bodies aren't great at converting it into the superstar EPA and DHA forms. So what makes EPA and DHA so special? Let's break down their 4 main superpowers. First, they are fantastic at lowering triglycerides. As we talked about, high triglycerides are a major risk factor for heart disease. Omega-3s are arguably the most effective natural tool for lowering them. With therapeutic high-dose formulations prescribed by a doctor, omega-3s have been shown to lower triglyceride levels by a remarkable 20 to 50%. They work by reducing the liver's production of triglycerides. It's like turning down the tap on triglyceride production. This is a direct and measurable effect. Second, they are anti-inflammatory. Chronic inflammation is that slow burn in our arteries. Omega-3s, especially EPA, are potent anti-inflammatory agents. They work by telling the body to produce fewer inflammatory substances. They basically calm things down inside your blood vessels, making the artery walls less sticky and less likely to form plaque. This gets at one of the root causes of atherosclerosis. Third, they can help stabilize heart rhythm. One of the scariest cardiac events is a fatal arrhythmia, where the heart's electrical system goes haywire. Omega-3s have been shown to have an anti-arrhythmic effect. They help stabilize the heart muscle's cell membranes, making them less prone to chaotic electrical signals. In short, they help keep your heartbeat strong and steady, Fourth, they improve overall blood vessel function. The health of the blood vessel lining itself, called the endothelium, is critical. A healthy endothelium helps blood vessels expand and contract properly to maintain healthy blood flow. Omega-3s support this function, improve circulation, and may even help lower blood pressure. They also make blood platelets less sticky, which helps prevent dangerous blood clots from forming. When you put it all together, you have a nutrient that's doing 4 different critical jobs at once. It's tackling triglycerides, fighting inflammation, stabilizing heart rhythm, and improving blood vessel health. It's not a magic pill, but it's a Swiss Army knife for cardiovascular protection. In the next part, we will be discussing the science behind omega-3 fatty acid. Number 4. The science behind omega-3s. Strong claims need strong evidence. And for omega-3s, the evidence comes from large-scale, high-quality human studies. One of the most important recent studies is the VITAL trial, which stands for the Vitamin D and Omega-3 Trial. This was a huge study, funded by the U.S. National Institutes of Health, that included nearly 26,000 men and women across the United States. These were adults who didn't have a history of heart disease, making it a landmark study in primary prevention, that is, stopping the disease before it even starts. For over 5 years, participants were randomly assigned to get either a daily 1-gram dose of omega-3s or a placebo. The group taking omega-3 supplements saw a statistically significant 28% reduction in the risk of having a heart attack compared to the placebo group. A 28% reduction is a big deal for any single simple intervention. The study also found that people who didn't eat much fish to begin with, less than 1.5 servings a week, saw an even bigger benefit with a 40% reduction in heart attack risk. The VITAL trial doesn't stand alone. While there has been some debate in the scientific community, many large analyses that pool the results of multiple studies have shown that omega-3s provide modest but meaningful benefits. A 2024 meta-analysis published in the European Journal of Preventive Cardiology confirmed that omega-3 supplementation reduces the risk of heart attacks, cardiovascular death, and even the need for procedures like bypasses or stents. The science is converging on one point. Increasing your intake of omega-3 fatty acids is one of the most evidence-based strategies you can use to help protect your heart. We've gone through some deep science here, and I want to pause and bring it back to you. Are you already trying to get more omega-3s in your diet? Maybe you eat fish a couple of times a week, or you add flax seeds to your oatmeal. Or maybe this is all new to you. I'd love to hear about your experience and any questions you have in the comments below. Sharing our experiences is how we learn from each other. And if you're finding this information valuable, if it's giving you a new sense of hope and control over your health, please take a moment to hit that subscribe button. Our goal on this channel is to bring you science-backed health information that can truly make a difference, and your support helps us keep doing that. Now that we've covered the what and the why, let's get to the most important part, the how. How do you actually get these life-changing fats into your body? Number 5. How to get omega-3 fatty acids. Understanding the science is one thing, but putting it into practice is what matters. The good news is that getting more omega-3s into your life is both simple and delicious. The number 1 rule agreed upon by nearly all health experts is to start with food first. Whole foods contain a whole symphony of nutrients that work together, and this is the best way to get your omega-3s. The undisputed king of dietary omega-3s is oily cold water fish. This is where you'll find the highest amounts of the crucial EPA and DHA. The American Heart Association recommends eating at least 2 servings of fish per week, with a focus on these fatty types. A serving is about 3 to 4 ounces, or roughly the size of a deck of cards. So, which fish are best? Think smash, salmon, mackerel, anchovies, sardines, and herring. These fish are not only loaded with omega-3s, but are also typically lower in mercury than larger fish like tuna or swordfish. Salmon. A 3-ounce serving of wild-caught salmon can have over 1,500 milligrams of combined EPA and DHA. Mackerel. An omega-3 superstar, mackerel can provide over 2,500 milligrams per serving. Sardines. Don't underestimate these little guys. Canned sardines are cheap, super nutritious, and provide over 1,500 milligrams of omega-3s per serving. Herring and anchovies. These are also excellent concentrated sources. Getting 2 servings a week is easier than it sounds. You could have a baked salmon fillet with roasted veggies for dinner one night. For lunch later in the week, try mixing a can of sardines into a salad or eating them on whole grain crackers. What if you don't eat fish, or you follow a vegetarian or vegan diet? You can still get omega-3s from plant sources, which provide the ALA form. The best sources include flax seeds. Use ground flaxseed to get the most benefit. Sprinkle a tablespoon or 2 on oatmeal, yogurt, or in a smoothie. Chia seeds. These tiny seeds are also an ALA powerhouse and are great for making healthy puddings. Walnuts. A handful of walnuts is a fantastic, heart-healthy snack. Soybeans and tofu. These also contain a good amount of ALA. It's important to remember that the body's conversion of plant-based ALA to the more powerful EPA and DHA is pretty limited. So while these foods are very healthy, if you are strictly plant-based, you may need to be more strategic. This brings us to supplements. If you can't meet the recommended 2 servings of fatty fish per week, or if you have a high risk of heart disease or have very high triglycerides, an omega-3 supplement might be a good idea. But, and this is very important, this is a decision you should make with your doctor. They can look at your personal risk factors and blood work and help you decide if a supplement is right for you, and at what dose. If you and your doctor decide a supplement is a good choice, don't just grab any bottle off the shelf. Read the label. You want to see the specific amounts of EPA and DHA, not just the total fish oil. A good quality supplement will list the dose of these 2 key omega-3s. Also, look for brands that have been third-party tested for purity to make sure they are free from heavy metals like mercury. Number 6. Omega-3 in a bigger picture. While omega-3s are the star of today's show, it's vital to understand they don't work in a vacuum. The best and most lasting benefits happen when this powerful ingredient is part of a larger, heart-healthy way of eating. Think of it like this. Omega-3s are your elite special forces, but they need the support of a well-equipped army. That army is a diet rich in whole, unprocessed foods. The best studied and most recommended way of eating for this is the Mediterranean diet. This isn't a restrictive diet in the way we usually think of it, but a style of eating that has been proven over decades to promote a long, healthy life and protect against heart disease. The Mediterranean diet is built on a foundation of fruits, vegetables, whole grains, legumes, nuts, and seeds. It uses olive oil as its main source of fat. It includes moderate amounts of fish, our omega-3 source, and poultry, with very little red meat and dairy. This way of eating is naturally anti-inflammatory, rich in fiber, and packed with the vitamins and minerals that support the work of omega-3s. When you combine the power of omega-3s with this kind of eating pattern, you are creating the ultimate defense system for your heart. So, we started this journey with a bold promise to reveal one ingredient that could make a huge difference for heart health. As we've seen, the evidence for omega-3 fatty acids is compelling, consistent, and scientifically sound. From their ability to lower triglycerides and fight chronic inflammation, to their potential to stabilize heart rhythms and reduce the risk of heart attacks, EPA and DHA are true cardiovascular heroes. We saw the fascinating results from the VITAL trial, where this single nutrient was linked to a 28% reduction in heart attacks overall, and a truly life-altering 77% reduction in a specific high-risk group. Your health is not a matter of chance, it's a matter of choice. And you have the power to make choices today that can pay off for the rest of your life. You don't have to do a radical overhaul overnight. The journey to a healthier heart can start with a single small step. Maybe that step is trying a salmon recipe this week. Maybe it's talking to your doctor about your triglyceride levels. Or maybe it's just sharing this video with someone you care about.
And with that, we wrap up today's video. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. For more queries, I have also added some studies at the end of this video description. Please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon for the next video. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. Stay healthy, stay fine.